When my new manager decided to fix a system that wasn't broken, I decided to follow every one of his stupid new rules to the letter. He thought he was saving money, but all he did was make his entire team get paid for doing nothing. This is how I turned corporate micromanagement into poetic revenge. If you've ever worked for a clueless boss who thought they knew better than everyone else, hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. Because this one's for every overworked employee who's ever had to smile through corporate nonsense. Let's get into it. I've told this story before, but since people loved it, here's the full version. And trust me, you're going to love how it ends. For years, I worked in a job that was simple, efficient, and honestly, kind of perfect for someone like me. I was assigned a geographical zone. I had full control of my schedule, full independence, and all I had to do was complete every task in my area by its deadline. No hovering boss, no micromanaging emails, just me, my car, my GPS tracker, and my own sense of accountability. Every day, I'd drive to a few locations, clock in via GPS to prove I was on site, and get to work. Each job came with a set time limit, sometimes 2 hours, sometimes 3, depending on what management thought it took to complete. But here's the thing, after 6 years on the job, I knew exactly what I was doing. What took rookies hours, I could finish in 20 minutes. 30 tops. It wasn't because I cut corners, it's because I'd perfected my system. I knew every trick, every shortcut, every tool that made the job efficient. I wasn't fast because I was lazy. I was fast because I was good. Now, here's where things got interesting. My previous managers understood this. They'd always said, "Hey, if you finish early, it's fine to clock the full time. You're doing great work. Why punish efficiency?" They knew that if they started paying people less for being faster, everyone would just start pretending to take longer. It was a fair system. Hard workers weren't punished. Lazy ones weren't rewarded. It balanced out. For years, everything ran smoothly until new management showed up, and they decided to fix everything. The new guy, let's call him Chad, was one of those clipboard-wielding, spreadsheet-worshipping types, the kind who uses buzzwords like optimization and efficiency metrics, but doesn't actually understand the work itself. He called a meeting and said, "From now on, all time reports must reflect actual time worked. If you finish early, you must clock out early. We're cracking down on payroll inflation." He said it like he'd just solved world hunger. You could feel the energy drain from every person in that meeting. We all knew what that meant. If you worked hard and fast, you'd literally be punished with less pay. I tried to reason with him. Chad, some of these jobs are overestimated. We can finish in 30 minutes what's scheduled for 2 hours. We're being efficient, not dishonest. But he didn't care. His smug reply was, "Rules are rules. If you finish early, clock out early." Simple as that. "Oh, Chad, you have no idea what you've started." See, this wasn't the kind of job where you could prove how long things took. The time limits were arbitrary to begin with. So if they wanted me to take 2 hours, fine, I'd take 2 hours. They wanted actual time. I'd give them actual time. Here's how it worked. I'd drive to a location, clock in via GPS, do the job like normal, efficient, clean, perfect. Then I'd sit in my car, maybe grab lunch, maybe read a book. Sometimes I'd go grocery shopping or even hit the gym. The point was, I stayed on the clock right there until the 2 hours were up. I wasn't breaking a single rule. I was following their policy exactly. At first, I thought I was the only one doing it. Then I started chatting with my coworkers in other cities. And guess what? They were all doing the same thing. We'd finish jobs in 20 minutes and spend the rest of the time catching up on errands, watching Netflix, or sitting in the shade sipping coffee. We weren't lazy. We were obedient. The company's productivity metrics tanked. Jobs that used to be logged as completed in record time were suddenly all taking the full allotted time. Chad started sending emails. "Team, we need to increase efficiency. Our average completion times have doubled." We just nod and reply, "We're following your rules, boss." Pretty soon, the dominoes started to fall. The payroll costs didn't change, but the volume of completed work did. Clients started complaining that turnaround times were slower. And then the corporate higher-ups started asking questions. See, Chad thought he was saving money, but in reality, he'd taken a team of high-performing independent workers and forced them to act like time wasters. Because why rush if it literally costs you money to be fast? The irony? The exact rule meant to crack down on payroll waste ended up creating it. After a few months of this circus, I'd had enough. The company culture was deteriorating. Every update from management made things worse. The job I once loved had turned into a monotonous game of, look busy. So I quit. Just like that. No 2 weeks notice. No big explanation. I finished my last job, clocked out, and never went back. But here's the kicker: a week later, they called me. Not HR. Chad himself. We noticed you haven't logged in this week. Are you still available? We're really struggling to cover your zone. The audacity. This man, the same one who micromanaged me, cut my pay, and ruined the workflow, was now begging me to return. I didn't even respond. I ghosted them completely. Because nothing says revenge like making a bad boss live with the monster he created. Over the next few months, I kept in touch with a few coworkers. Apparently, turnover skyrocketed. They couldn't keep anyone in the field longer than a few weeks. Every new hire burned out immediately, or realized how stupid the new system was and left. Management started scrambling, offering bonuses, higher pay, and flexible hours. All the things they could have kept if they just left a good system alone. Meanwhile, I'd already moved on to a new job, same field, better management, better pay, and actual respect for efficiency. And every time I think about that smug manager trying to fill my old position, drowning in his own policies, I can't help but smile. Sometimes revenge isn't dramatic. Sometimes it's just letting stupidity run its course. You know, people say, follow the rules, like it's a virtue. But when the rules are broken, following them can be the most powerful form of rebellion. In the end, justice doesn't always need confrontation. Sometimes it's as simple as doing exactly what you're told and letting the system collapse under its own weight. What do you think? Was that the ultimate act of malicious compliance or corporate karma? Let me know in the comments. And if you've ever had a boss like Chad, share your story below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because we've got plenty more tales of workplace revenge, poetic justice, sweet, sweet karma coming your way. Until next time, keep your head up and your petty plans sharp.